1868 Foundation. We've participated in this program every year. It's a great program to be involved with. Some of our successes come from the emerging need of the facilities renovations and improvements for the State Fair. We have the benefit, which I know some other smaller nonprofits don't have, but of tagging along onto as far as social media goes with the Nebraska State Fair to increase our target. But I think that one of the best things that we've done is as each pre-gift has come in, we've acknowledged them on social media. We keep our donors informed that maybe aren't on social media. We do have some that are still rely on the mail pieces. So letting them know, just heads up, here's a new sponsor, here's a new donor that's participating and contributing to this effort. And lastly, making sure that they have the information and asking our board and our volunteers and our donors to give a gift. If I don't ask them, they're not going to give it. This is a great way to add to the incentive pool and to give back towards renovation for the State Fair.
Hi, I'm Megan Cure with Grand Island Area Habitat for Humanity, and I think that one of the things that we kind of have that not a lot of organizations have is we have about 20 new faces that we see every single week. So we talk to every single one of our volunteers on our construction sites, leading up to Go Big Give. We'll start talking about it in March, and we'll talk about it all the way through Go Big Give, and then when Go Big Give is over, we talk about how we did with them. So it's a lot of talking to people about what we're going to be doing, when it's happening, what they need to do, and how they can support us. And then also, acknowledging, the success that our organization has had because of those volunteers and those donors. Social media also plays a huge part. We do a lot of, like you were saying, acknowledging big donors on social media, little donors on social media. When we win prizes, we make sure to share that kind of stuff because that's always really exciting. And also, we have a large portion of our donors are not huge on social media, so we are going to start sending out mailers this month. We're going to start sending out mailers talking about Go Big Give. So we're already starting our, trying to get people engaged and trying to get people interested in Go Big Give and already talking about it and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's about it.
Hi, I'm Liz Mayfield, Executive Director of Hope Harbor. I think part of I kind of echo everything that's kind of been said, but I know for us, we had a lot of success in coordinated efforts. So we're trying to make sure not only is our board engaged, but they're also some of our biggest donors. So they need to be just as involved in the process, but also they need to be spoke to as a donor. We have to acknowledge that as well. And I think part of the other successes that we've had is inviting people on site to do a tour. Especially in the nature of work that we do, we don't get to have a lot of open houses. That's not really something we do often. And so donors really feel, I think, invited in, and they have the ability to partner a little bit with what we do. And then finally, I think it's really important, as I think there's a training after, about storytelling. I think it's so important that everybody tells their mission story. And I don't think anyone's story is more important or anything. It's just what will reach that donor. We also make sure that our messages are really tailored. We say different language in our e-blasts than we say on social media, than we say in our direct mailers, because we realize that those are different audiences who are probably looking for different messages. So you just have to really be thinking about who the recipient is and how you want to tailor that message to that person. So
there is on your page a backside for you to capture some notes if anybody's getting pen and paper or whatever on some of the things. So questions for any one of the panelists here?
Did you have an event, and if so, what was that event, or give us some ideas of what you've done in the past as well?
Sure. We do, every year we do a tailgate party, an open house, kind of going with the Go Big Give theme. It's over the lunch hour on the day of the event. I think we've done that since the very first year, and it's an opportunity for people to come and have a tour of our shelter. which, like I said, it's not open to the public. So it's kind of a special sneak peek, if you will, of behind the scenes, what we do. And we invite every single donor in their database to that event. We want people to come, even if they're not going to come give, although we do have that opportunity there. We really just want them to come and get inspired and learn more, because they're going to take that message back to their friends and family. So we do our tailgating event every single year.
Hey Liz, before you pass that, I
Yeah.
just want to ask you, how do you keep that cost effective?
Yes, so we, our food is donated. That's a great question. Our food is donated by a donor. So and in fact, now we're already starting our processes of selecting and making those calls. So we get the hot dogs donated from the Thompson Company. In the past we have. We usually try to get the bread donated as well. And then we ask our board members as well to use their connections to, if they have anybody that would be able to donate chips or any sort of sides. And then we also, when we do the invite, we just do a postcard to keep costs low. So we're not doing a full, page anything. We're not doing, anything that's too expensive. So postage is a lot less, especially since we send to our whole database.
We have done a couple different things. We've done an open house, I think, every year. And talking about keeping it cost effective, we do a lot of the same things. Our board is really involved, and so a lot of our board members just bring something. So it's kind of like a little potluck, we do over the lunch hour. Last year we also held an additional event in the evening. So we had 2 events. We had, I'm not sure how to say his name. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Moana with red shoes. Mohana. Thank you. I knew I was going to say it wrong. So he came and performed at the chocolate bar, and we just asked for free will donations at that event. So that was just a free event for us to host. We didn't have to actually do anything. The chocolate bar offered a small discount for people who were there with our group. And so there was no cost there for us at all. And actually there was no cost for us at the other event aside from publicizing all this stuff. So sending out postcards through bulk mail, which again, using the little postcards, trying to keep the cost as low as possible, because we also invite our entire database, which is large because we have, like I said, 20 new people we add to our database every week with volunteers. So we've got a really large database that we work with, and it covers a large area. So keeping the costs down on sending out information is really important to us too. So
the first year we hosted an event, we called it Thanks a Latte. We hosted it at the Grand, and we invited our donors and gave them a cup of coffee. It was nice, but I didn't feel like it was as received as I had hoped it would be. There's so many other events going on that we felt that it was maybe more important, since we were doing well in the fundraising aspect, that we get out to the other events. So we haven't done an event the last 2 years, and I encourage myself and my board to go out and visit the other nonprofits who are hosting events, to be a part and to support the other ones. So it was nice, but I felt like they could have probably been better suited doing something else. So we chose not to do an event. We do participate, however, in the Grand Island Independent ad, which I think is really important, because it gets, again, our mission out. It shows that we're supporting the Go Big Give program, the concept. It just puts the name of the State Fair and the foundation out there as well, and we hope that spurs a gift for Go Big Give. If nothing else, it shows that we're supportive of the effort of all of the 110 nonprofits in the community. So, no, we haven't done an event in the last couple of years.
Other questions?
As far as your social media presence, who is in charge of that, and do you try to do all the different platforms, or just Facebook, or how do you do that? And who, we're so new to this. We don't even have a Facebook page, I don't believe. And so, we just don't know where to start.
I'll answer that. Well, from my perspective, I'm the executive director and only employee, so that would be me. This is a good time to get a Facebook profile. If you didn't, the first year that we participated, we didn't have very many followers, to be honest. The State Fair has 35,000 people, and I bet we just get, you know, a percentage of them to come like the foundation. That's great. But this was a good time. It helps spur likes on our page, so it gets you out and about in the social media world. And you don't have to write a 3-page story. You know, you just a big shout out to the Kent Browns of the world for giving to Go Big Give and supporting the 1868 Foundation. Put a compelling picture. If you have a random picture of Kent Brown, which I do, that would be fun. But you know, just keep it short, keep it honest and real, and they'll see it. So.
I am also in a fairly small staff. There have only been 2 of us on staff until recently. We hired a 3rd person, Jonathan Hamner is his name. He has taken over our social media, everything. So we now have a Twitter page and what's the other one? Instagram page, and I don't even have those personally. So I'm not in with all that stuff. I do have a Facebook page, so I'm not totally out. But before that, Dana Jelinek, the executive director, and I, we were both admins on the Facebook page, and so we basically took care of everything. We just would both post stuff in Go Big Give. You know, talking about Go Big Give in particular, we really tried to schedule out our posts so that we weren't posting on top of each other, and also so that we could be so that we could target certain people at certain times, or you know, try to target more donors at certain times when we knew that we were kind of lacking or falling behind. And our Facebook page likes and interactions have grown. We see a spike every year when we get to Go Big Give, and I think a big part of it is because we're tied in with Go Big Give. You know, you put the little hashtag Go Big Give on there, and then you know, when people are scrolling through, they can see everything that all of the organizations that are posting, which is really awesome. So it gives everybody a little bit more visibility through that, you know, couple weeks leading up to and the day of the event. So it's a good, like you said, it's a good time if you don't have a Facebook page to start a Facebook page. And I think in the past you guys have kind of offered up Cami. Is that still?
Yeah. Yeah.
to help a little bit with that. She's out there. But I mean, I asked her some questions when we started, you know, when the first year we did Go Big Give, and she's super helpful. All of these guys are awesome with that kind of stuff, so.
I don't have a lot to add. I think I am always going to encourage people to have social media. I think I agree you should definitely look into a Facebook page, but I wouldn't discount the ability to make direct asks, because you guys all know your own donor lists, and I think we've had a lot of success by having a coordinated effort of knowing who we're going to ask directly. So even just going and saying, hey, I want to set up a meeting with someone and say, we're doing Go Big Give this year, we're really excited about it, can I talk to you about it, and making that direct ask, because not everybody is going to respond to social media. We have some response definitely from social media. We get a lot of response from people, like I said, doing the tour, coming into our building. But a lot of it is coordinated asks. It's just making sure that you have a plan with your board, you have a plan with your staff, people that are your key volunteers, people that are really already engaged in your organization, that they've been trained and that they know what Go Big Give is and that they want to share that. That's kind of, I think, what gets the ball rolling, whether that's on social media or even in person. But again, I'm always going to be a fan of social media for sure. Because I agree, we've seen lots of increases in donors and interactions that way as well. So.
One thing I was just going to say, for some people who this isn't their thing, and to go out and recruit, like a group of a student council or a group of younger people that would love to be part of that, and they do this stuff all the time. So if it's not in your wheelhouse, go out and find somebody who that is their wheelhouse, and that also engages more people into your organization, into what you're doing, and I think that might be really helpful. So, the backside, do we want to, I know we have a couple things